This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello, and welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We are live. I'm your host, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. Welcome. We are so glad you joined us for this great day. It's a heck of a day. It's a heck of a day because we've got Blink. We finally got to Blink. Hey, everybody that's on your phone. Roger, the Artful Fanhausen. Please don't curse us. Ladybug 444K. Rose Kirby. All of you, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. We're talking about Blink. Possibly the best episode of Doctor Who ever. Or is it? You'll have to wait and see. Dun dun dun. But I'm not alone. Let's get this show rolling. Starting off with my my producer for this evening, the Reverend Amagon Beaker.
Me.
Roger says Blink is one of the best horror episodes. All right, that is definitely undisputable. It is definitely one of the best horror episodes.
Ouch. Yes, it is. And I'm not playing it, so I can't do this.
Exactly. Woo!
Oh,
let's see who else do we got here. Let's check out Sean from Our Philosophy Is. How you doing, my friend?
Life is short and the sun is hot. Blink and you'll miss it. Yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm excited to review this one. I've been looking forward to reviewing this one for a while, for obvious reasons. It being such a highly regarded episode in the Doctor Who fandom, and I am really curious to see what the ratings are going to be today, from both the reviewers and from the chat. And chat, if you are willing to drop a number in the chat when we are going through our numbers, please do that, because we want to hear from you as well about what you think of Blink, although I think we probably already know what the fandom thinks of Blink. But I'm happy to be here with all of you today, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Nice. Well, like I said, we know that Roger thinks it's one of the best horror episodes.
Yes.
So let's see what else we got here. Hiding from you. No one look at him. It's Candyman.
I'm not blinking. You can't see me. I'm not here. I'm good.
Okay, John Cena.
I'm looking forward to this episode. This episode is one of my favorite episodes. Let's see what we're going to say, because it's really feeling. Does it live up to the hype? Does it not pass the hype? A lot of people rate this, and we'll see where we all rate it today or tonight or whatever time it is.
All right. That's
good morning.
So yeah, if you're watching us at home, give us your give us your ratings. 1 to 10 TARDISes, as always. But we'll give you a chance to do that. Before we get to that, we've got a little bit of news. So if Beaker is ready, let's hit the news and bring in some gadget.
I got no blinking jokes.
We got no
I got
blinking jokes.
Because
jokes for you. Oh yeah.
yeah, but it's crazy because we did touch a little bit of bases on some of the news on their sister show, Spill the Geek Tea and everything. But we did have to, with the birthdays, I'm gonna have to put this lovely gentleman first because he's new to the collecting of the TARDIS pictures, as we should say, or holding the TARDIS. But our first birthday starts with Christopher Lambert of Highlander fame, as well as many other Mortal Kombat, Legend of Tarzan, and any other things you can turn up and find on him. Right now, he did have a health incident in March, and he was recovering from a fall down the hotel stairs. But from what Christian has shown us, he looks really good and everything. And he was at recent MegaCon, and he's worked with great legends and everything. And a best birthday to him. He turns 69 years old, as well as to boldly go where no one has gone before in a blink or miss it episode. You've got our Lieutenant Deanna Troy, who also stars on NCIS as the aunt to Ziva's aunt and everything. Too bad Tony and Ziva was canceled, but we could have seen more of her in the episodes and everything. And she turns a happy 71 years old. Still does not look it. And then our own, it's sad to say his wall is being terminated, but Gareth David Lloyd, our own Ianto, turns 45 years old, young spring chicken, and he was in Sherlock Holmes, I Am Alone, Robin Hood, The Rebellion, Black River Meadow, definitely Torchwood, and The Dark Signal. Right now, he's basically, let's see, what is he doing lately with everything going on and stuff?
Big Finish.
Well, we know he's doing Big Finish. We know that because that's going to be later on when I bring that up about Torchwood coming up and everything. But his last known was The Witcher, as well as the last video game was the Dragon Age Veligard. He was Solaris. So he graces your screen as well as your video games. And next up is a little frosty, but Nick Frost, who starred in Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World Ends. Basically, see, I don't know how people are going to react if I say Harry Potter because of what today is and everything and stuff, but don't, you know what I mean? Don't take it out on the actors. Let's put it that way. Do not take it out on the actors. All right. We know what happened. We understand what happens and everything. There could have been a ghostwriter. Nobody would ever have known, but just do not take it out on any of the actors right now because there is a lot of situations going on, especially with the person playing Snape and everything else that's going on. But right now, he is playing Hagrid, and we don't know how the series is going to go. So please bear with him. Do not blame him for anything and stuff. We will, however, see him in 2027 in How to Train Your Dragon 2, as it's filming right now at the same time and everything. So just bear with everything, okay? And then our own sweet Juliet Landau, who everyone knows as Drusilla from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which would have been cool if they did reboot the series. She probably could have came along for the ride, like a few other of the actors. As you know, we lost Nicholas the other few weeks ago and everything to natural causes. But Juliet, the sweetest thing, you know, her dad also and everything from some horror shows, especially since today is a horror episode. And I think she turned 61 years old, but I remember her dad from Mission Impossible. And then the next person we have to say on a sad note is a legend, and it was right. He passed away at 94 years old. Our own other time traveler, James Tolkien, who was seen in all the Back to the Futures, as well as the Masters of the Universe, not to be confused with the upcoming Masters of the Universe, and Top Gun, as well as many other situation comedies and movies he's been in and stuff. But it's sad, 94 years old. He was up there. He was getting close because we know Professor Feeney is making 99 today. So from Boy Meets World, Professor Feeney is now 99. And speaking of 99, if you go to Big Finish Audio, number 99, Torchwood Curtain, has been released and is on sale from $11.87 for just the download, or you can get the CD and the download for $18.47 on the Big Finish website. So check that out, guys. If you go to the Big Finish new releases, Torchwood Curtain, like how I threw that in. But even better news for some of our Doctor Who fans, especially those in England who have BBC iPlayer. You get to see on April 3rd the 2 missing episodes. They finally announced when they were going to air the 2 missing episodes that have been found in the Doctor Who legacy. So we don't know if we'll have a watch party or not. I suggested it. Who knows? But the only person on this page actually has an iPlayer. Him. Because also for those in BBC World and everything, you get on April 16th a feature programming from 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. the following morning, a 60th anniversary specials re-airing of The Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder, and The Giggle to celebrate for David Tennant fans 20 years of David Tennant. Ooh. So that's as far as the news as we got. But I will tell you this right now. There is no news on the Christmas special yet. Some rumors have been going around. There might be a release coming or an information coming next week or within 2 weeks. As of now, nobody knows nothing. We just know it's September starting taping. Could be earlier, could be later. It could be whatever, but we will get a Christmas episode unless something else happens. And all of you are asking, where is Doctor Who going to land? There might be some talks. It could be a box office. It could be a couple of streaming sites. It could be something. It could be anywhere. But right now, don't jump the shark. Don't presume anything. If you hear something, don't think it's something that caused something else, because everyone's so speculating that we're going to see Tennant again. We're going to see Piper. We might see Piper. We might not see Piper. He may wake up from a dream. It might be a sort of a theme going with Christmas. Some shows have that theme where you wake up from a dream and stuff. Who knows what the theme is? Because there's 3 scripts. So, guys, bear with everything. And why do I get the feeling Dugadoo is going to be involved in something coming up soon too? So,
is it in here?
What happens? And all that, but you never know, because we also have the little anime coming of the CB. I cannot pronounce it, guys. How do you do this? CB, damn dyslexia. CB Babies. That is still in production as well. So, guys, bear with it, and hopefully, fingers crossed. And don't read into anything. Always check your facts, and make sure the news isn't older than 3 years. All right. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, that's anybody else got anything coming up or anything?
The Candyman has been transported back in time.
Oh no!
He blinked too many times. He's gone.
Yep.
Dum dum dum.
Uh-oh. And I was looking for a blinking doll because I have those dolls that eyes blink, but
well, Beaker doesn't blink.
And all my angels are packed away.
Don't blink. Don't do it.
Otherwise, that's the news for everybody. Just please, guys, bear with it. It is a slow news time. Don't just wait for the words to come out that are actually been validated. And just listen to Big Finish and watch the new specials coming out and everything.
That hurt.
He's back.
Yeah, Candyman's back. Anything for the news, Candyman, or no?
Not I know of.
All right, so we can.
Let's see. He blinked again.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gets transported. So let me get to the go up. Where is it? There it is.
I just saw something Roger posted. I don't know.
Roger?
Yeah, look at what he posted on the chats. I don't know, because a lot of people are fighting over CGI and AI, because more people are praising the new Hail Mary movie because it uses puppets and CGI over AI. So would you want an AI doctor that looks fake, or would you want something CGI that looks pretty normal?
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, we're not likely to see AI because it's not copyrightable in most places at this point. So I don't think we'll see
Only
much.
time will
of that.
tell.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, let's what are we at here time wise? Oh, we got a little bit of time before we have to go to commercial.
This is a weird episode.
Notepad.
It is a weird episode. Why don't we let's get some numbers from people.
We already know the numbers.
And whoops. Why did that just go? That's weird.
That was weird. And Candyman.
Oh, somebody says the RTD.
Alterating in the notes.
Yeah. That's why it went away. That's what happened. Okay.
All right. I'll just let you finish. I'll let you do that. That's fine. That's fine. I usually do that. You can do that. Let's
Davis question mark.
Let's start with you. Let's start with you, Tom.
I didn't want to bring. I got to type it in. So 9.999.
Yeah, Izawa. Oh no.
A lot of nines. All right.
Number 9.
Number 9.
And Gadget. So
10.
Tom gives it 9.999999999 and so on. Gadget, what do you give it?
I give it a 10 because the doctor's the number 10. It would have been an 11 if 11 was the doctor.
Fair enough.
So true. Funny how
and Sean, what do you give Blink?
I give Blink an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh. Interesting. And Candyman, what do you give it?
I know why.
I'm going to give it, I've just rewatched it today. For today's episode, I'm going to give it a 9.9999999999999999987.
Oh,
8765309.
I got it.
Yep.
I got your number on the wall.
All right. So we got a good conversation here.
Yeah.
Do we want to do an slightly early commercials then, Rev? And we can just bang through stuff. Sure.
Ad break.
So let's go to a commercial break. We'll be back in a couple minutes. And stay tuned. Give your ratings in the comments. And we'll be back with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS in just a moment.
see you.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now and unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused on sewing clothes. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down, I didn't listen to that voicemail. A TikTok, that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
Are you tired of toxic fandoms? Do you wish we could go back to being happy? So do we. We created the Happiness Patrol to get away from all of the toxicity in fandoms, in life, and so we decided we wanted to do a show about something that makes us happy. And in the first season, that something is Star Wars. So join myself, Cameron, Scott, Jessica, and Melanie on Happiness Patrol at youtube.com/@happy.
I'm author Mark Muncy,
And I'm author Erica Lance.
and this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Now, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
So what's your favorite Western? Is it this one or maybe one of these? Is it a revisionist Western, an anti-Western, or maybe it's an all-time classic? Whether your favorite Western is in black and white, vibrant Technicolor, a spaghetti Western, a neo-Western, a comedy, or maybe it's only really Western in spirit. Whatever it is, this is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. Every second Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's Horses on Film.
Hello there, everyone. I'm Ashley Eckstein. Most of you may know me as the voice of Ahsoka Tano and also the founder of WHOniverse. And this is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
And we are back. Welcome, everybody, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. and our review of Blink. Who's excited for Blink? Yay! All right, so let's start with a very important note.
Oh, not yet. Spoilers.
We will have spoilers. There will have to be spoilers. There's going to be all sorts of spoilers, and it will spoil all of the things. So be aware of that.
Even your food.
If you haven't seen Blink, where have you been the last 20 years? That's the real question. Where have you been the last 20 years? All right. So, as tradition, we start with the lowest rating. And both surprising and unsurprising at the same time, the lowest rating is an 8.5. I'm not sure if that's...
Whoa, what?
surprising because that's the lowest and is so high, or the fact that the lowest is so low. I don't know. That's up to you, the audience, to decide. Sean, why did you give it an 8.5? What worked, what didn't?
Right. I was laughing because it sounded like you were about to say something else that you didn't say. But I've never mind. I won't go into that. But I wanted to say as well before I say this, if you are watching this after the fact, and you have a review to give, please put your review in the comments. If you're watching this after the stream, because we would love to hear what you have to say as well. But yes, so yes, Blink, the legendary Blink. So I have to heap on a bunch of praise, and then I have to tell you what I dinged this episode for and why I brought it down a little bit. So for this episode, first of all, the style of this episode is fantastic. It has this "Are you afraid of the dark?" kind of feel to it. And if you watched our episode where we talked about individual things that we liked, we all kind of went around and talked about just random things, whatever we wanted to talk about that episode that brought us joy. And I talked about Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is the 1990s television show. And it was a children's horror show. And this does have sort of that feel and aesthetic, even down to the music a little bit. It feels a bit like that. And the sci-fi elements in this interacting with the horror elements, it has a quirky and sort of almost, I don't know, I don't want to say Victorian, but maybe Edwardian feel to a lot of it, with the fact that there are statues in it as well. It feels very it feels kind of grounded and also otherworldly at the same time. It's got that good Doctor Who balance of the domestic and the larger cosmos implications of that. So I really do like that in this episode. And helping that along really is the acting. Everyone in this is extremely on point. Sally Sparrow is an instantly memorable character. I like little details, like when she meets Billy, they actually went back and filmed some scenes again so that the younger actor's accent would match the accent of the older actor. You don't do things like that if you don't care about those details in the presentation and care about the prowess that everyone's bringing to the acting. And that is all extremely well done as well. And the story really fits well together because it introduced us to the phrase wibbly wobbly timey wimey, which a lot of us have brought into our everyday cabinet of phrases that we use. And it's well deserved here because everything does fit together quite well. It's resolved at the ending, but even before that, just the fact that, for example, the Doctor's speech that he's giving to the viewers of the DVD extras, the fact that it works twice with what Sally's saying, where two separate occasions she's able to have a call and response with the DVD extra. That's just really well done. The fact that the guy can write in shorthand, that little detail there. There was a tiny little plot hole thing with him kind of describing the angels in great detail there. It's like, it feels like they probably would have figured it out first and probably wouldn't have remained around the statues. I think that it probably would have clicked sooner than it actually did. That's the only one little plot thing, but that really doesn't matter because what you get in exchange for that is a great scene with them in the middle of the house there, surrounded by those angels. So I don't even really ding it for that. And I just think this is one of those stories that people think about when they think about what you can really do with the concept of time travel in sci-fi when you're willing to have quirky storylines like this. So all of that is really great. And lastly, I have to give props to one specific team. And that's the props department, man. I mean, holy cow. These angels, these actors who are playing these angels, raise your hand. You don't really have to raise your hand, but raise your hand if you did not know that those were real people the first time you watched it. I certainly did not know that those were actors staying still. I'm sure a lot of it was photography that's kind of freeze framing, but I did not know those were people in those costumes doing that. And you can do all kinds of great things with that. There's that great shot with Sally sort of leaving the room and you hear that little whoosh sliding sound and the angel moves. And it's so expertly done. I can't really think of another television example of props that are done so well because the props aren't just props. They're actually actors in and of themselves that are contributing to the prop work. So all of that is fantastic. So with all that said, what do I have to ding the episode for? Well, I don't know why this is, but I have to tell you guys, this particular episode has never really scared me, and that is not a problem in and of itself. And I'm not saying it's wrong for people to be scared by it, because I'm certainly scared by other things that other people aren't scared by. So we all have our things that scare us, and it's certainly not wrong. It's probably largely to do with your upbringing. But the thing I'm dinging it for is because I'm not afraid of it. I've always noticed that this episode seems to be trying way too hard to be a horror episode. Like, it's trying way too hard to scare you. Everything from the angels' exaggerated faces to the music going like tung tung tung, and the sort of exaggerated scene with the TARDIS going back and forth, and the screaming when it starts to disappear. All of that seems like it's trying really hard to scare you instead of just doing it. And I say that because we've had episodes before this that I think were scarier. So some of the moments from The Unquiet Dead were quite frightening. And The Empty Child in the Doctor Dances, I don't really think you get scarier than that in this era. And it just seems like they were leaning right into that and really letting it speak for itself, versus I feel like with Blink, they're almost looking into the camera going, isn't this scary? Isn't this scary? Isn't this scary? And again, some people might listen to that and think that that's not very good justification, but I just say it does feel a little bit try hard there. That's really the only reason, because it, even just like when he turns back around and looks at the angel statue in that one scene where he's trying really hard not to blink, and the music is swelling, and there's that roaring sound effect when he turns around and the angel's like, rah. It feels like it's trying to jump out at me, almost like when you go to see a 3D movie and they're going out of the way to put a lot of 3D things in the movie instead of just making a movie that happens to be in 3D and has depth. So that's really the only thing I have to ding it for, but everything else is extremely well done, I think. And the fact that it has frightened so many people, I think, speaks for itself. It's also hard for me to review this episode at all because I've seen this episode more than any other, because it resonates with people so much. I typically do show people this episode of Doctor Who as their first episode, even though it's not one of my favorites. But I mean, think about lots of other episodes, even something like Listen. I think Listen is probably the scariest episode of Doctor Who that we've had so far. I think Wild Blue Yonder is really up there as well. But the difference with those is they don't feel like they're hamming it up as much. And this is Doctor Who. We're kind of used to it hamming things up to begin with, I think. So that's the reason why I knocked it down a little bit. But it's still 8.5 because just the story, there really isn't anything wrong with the story. I think it's just a little bit of an issue I have with the execution. But please don't let that take away from the fact that I really am heaping praise upon this thing, because perfect casting, perfect visualization, I think. And the story, it just works. Every time you watch the story, you notice something you didn't notice the previous time. And that's really a strength of the writing, I think. So that's 8.5.
No, that's totally fair. And 8.5 is not a bad number by any stretch.
Right, yeah. 8.5, unwatchable. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Terrible, horrible, awful.
Yeah.
No, it's a perfectly good one. Let's see what else we got here. So we got a whole lot of 9.99999999999 ever so slightly. Candyman at 8.7.
Yeah. I absolutely love this episode. Unlike Sean, when I first watched it back, or was it 19 years ago, 18 years ago? It did jump scare me. It was the first ever Doctor Who episode since the classic that actually did jump scare me, which I like. Most of the time, like people rate about Blue Wide Yonder, like Sean was scary. I find that absolutely not scary, and he's right. People find different things scary. To me, I didn't find the episode scary, but I did get a jump scare. I think that's what people probably like about this episode. The acting is absolutely amazing, like Sean said. It is showing its bit of dateness with the cell phones and mobile phones being quite old. One of the things I did notice here after rewatching it today, which I thought this is a big difference between this era and the new Disney era. If you look at Nightingale's house, look how messy it is. Look how realistic it looks like. It wasn't like a set. And I think that's what suffers with the new Disney era of Doctor Who, that everything has its place in a house. This was a flat which you can think that some students or young adults would live in. Everything's a little bit messy. Nothing's 100% neat and tidy. Is what a house looks like if you lived in it. Things I noticed on rewatching. London District Council. There is no such thing as London District Council, which is on the warning sign as they walk into it, which is quite... it would have been better if it was, but I can see if they put the actual real location on it, amount of people will try to find a house. So I can understand why they did it, but it's not sort of thing in it. The other thing I had a little bit of a bugbear with was the TARDIS. Why do the bad guys move the TARDIS? It was in the car lot of a police station, and that's another little bit of a bugbear I had. With Sparrow was in there with a police officer down in the car lot in an evidence parking lot. She walks out, runs back in, and gets into the evidence room. And no one questions that. But that's just me being cynical. One of the funniest moments was when Sparrow meets what's his name? What's the guy's name in it?
I don't remember.
Which guy?
Detective.
The main guy, the like the love interest.
Oh.
Not Billy, but
Nightingale. Larry.
But his first name, the brother of Nightingale.
I posted on YouTube. I gotta look it up. Okay. I think it was Larry Nightingale.
Yeah, Larry. I love it when he said, "I'm not wearing pants," and I'm just sitting there thinking,
Yeah,
I wonder if the American audience actually gets this reference.
I didn't the first time. I definitely thought he meant like pants, but then it makes it even funnier when you realize he doesn't mean pants. He means pants.
Yeah. So when you hear pants, this is just a translation for the US out there. When you hear a British person talking about pants, it's not referring to trousers. It's referring to underwear, which makes it even more funny when he says, "I'm not wearing pants." But on the whole, I love talking about the DVD Easter eggs. I miss those in the Blu-rays and 4K DVDs. I used to love trying to track down Easter eggs and DVDs. That was a thing, especially when we're coming up to Easter as well. I think the story was really good. I think the pacing was good. I just can't really fault it. But the only thing I would say, is it really a Doctor Who episode? Because this is technically a Doctor Who light episode.
Yeah.
Yes, it has Doctor Who in it, but he only actually was in there as live acting for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it was all stage recording.
Okay.
So can we actually call this a Doctor Who episode? I'd like to see what you think in the chats about that. Would you call Blink a Doctor Who episode, or would you call it an episode with Sparrow and Nightingale? Just out of curiosity. But on the whole, it is an amazing episode. I love the angels. It gave people a scare factor from angels, weeping angels. When I was doing film shooting on what's it called? Where was I shooting filming with Johnny Hugh? Down in Auburn, where they filmed Demons. When we was in the church, the church in Demons, which is still there, across it there's a little school, and the school had an angel outside covering its eyes. It freaked me out because we was doing like Demons filming, like another story of it, and then right over in my eye I could see this statue of this angel. And yes, it absolutely freaked me. Hi Alan, how you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. Alan's a major cosplay. He does the Fourth Doctor. He's awesome if you ever meet him. Yeah, on the whole, I just think it's good. Billy, he was being a little bit over pretentious. Nowadays, that wouldn't happen. Being like strike up as a police officer just off duty, and yeah, for that time period, absolutely fine. Nowadays, probably not. But anything I did notice is that when Nightingale got transported back, she was quite up and fit, while Billy, when he got transported, he was like wiped out. But it could be that we didn't actually see that. But on the whole, I love it. It's one of my go-to episodes. Just because I like the jump scare. Even though it's coming, it's still the jump scares. It gave this introducing of the angels. We don't know much about them. Are they part of the Time Lord assassin squad, commandos? The whole new lore becomes out of this one episode. Like Sean said, we've got the timey-wimey bits. You got the weeping angels, don't blink, and a whole new thing. This episode, I think, basically generated a whole new monster. Before this, we've never seen the weeping angels.
Mm-hmm.
So on my whole, I give it a 9 recurring, and right at the very end, an 8.7 on it. I think it's a very good episode. I think it's acted well. I think it's good. I think the characters are really good. And yeah, like Sean said, the makeup artists who basically did the things for the Weeping Angels, amazing. The thing which I'm not sure you guys got in the US was Doctor Who Confidential.
No.
Because in the UK, at that first 3 seasons, every time there was an episode of Doctor Who, you can flick over to another channel.
I got it on 21. When remember I told you I came home from waitressing and didn't know it was Doctor Who episode. And I saw the Confidential, yeah.
But then in the UK, every time an episode aired, you can flip over to another channel, and you can watch Confidential. So you actually saw what they did and how long it took them out to do makeup for those artists. So I think that was a big difference between us and between the UK and the US, because we did have Doctor Who Confidential, and it did talk more about the props and makeups they used in this episode. And I did like the timelines and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that would say my piece.
That's fair. That's a good piece.
Yeah, that's good, Rose.
All right.
I'm following Mark's eyes. That's why I'm waiting.
I'm not
That's
blinking.
fair. That's fair.
I'm not blinking.
That's a good question, Rose. If you saw the rocket, I'm sure he's seen it at some point.
Oh, you blinked.
I have a theory on that 1969, but nobody will ever. Yeah. Timeline cross.
We'll also see what
And a
happens
party
tomorrow.
Like it's 1969.
Wasn't that
True.
Apollo 13? 69. Was that Apollo 13? 69.
Yeah. My cousin was born the day it did that. Yeah.
Huh.
There's a good birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they just sent him back there because
He's
of that
the
awesome
same
song.
age as when that happened, because I've put 2 and 2 together on that one when I was watching the Tom Hanks movie.
So
I thought
next,
I'm out of pumpkin seeds.
I say next up, what have we got here? We've got at not that was 9.9999999999987. Now 9.9999999999999. Tom, what kept this from being a perfect 10 for you? What went right? What went wrong?
Let me hit the button.
Yes, hit the button. Hit the button.
Push the button, Frank.
Elevator go down the hole.
You know what is also good on the whole? Preparation age.
All right. Moving
Nice
on.
one, Scott.
Mark did it. He had to say on the whole. On the whole. Yeah. So it's preparation age. On the whole. Anyway, so why did I go at 9? Because I wanted to go first. Because there's nothing. It's, as a little birdie told me, he always yells at me sometimes and screams in my ear. Still over to death. It's a thriller, not a horror film. If you want a horror film with splatter everything, yes, it can be. If someone wanted to go that far, which it does not need to be. It's Doctor Who. Does not need to be blood and gore. It's the not superstition. The thrill of it all. The jump scares and things like that. You know, never know what's going to happen with little things like, hey, Loki is judging you. He does that. Or, you know, yes, Christian is here. Jump scares.
Yeah.
I was just I'm sorry. I was throwing in the joke about, well, the creation of so wibbly wobbly timey wimey, because scientifically there were various. I can't find the figure. Okay, so there goes that one. But scientifically, you have things like, you know, I'm in a spaceship and I travel at the speed of light. It says it's a year later. I'm a year older. I'm sorry, I ruined that one altogether. Here's a newborn baby. I'm in my spaceship. I travel at the speed of light. The clock says it's a year later. I'm a year older. The baby is now an old man. That's what Einstein stated. Science.
Science.
Science. She blinded me with science. the theory of, okay, the man creates a time machine, goes back in time to kill his grandfather because he does not want to be born. He does so he's not born. However, because that happens, he does not create the time machine. So he does not kill his grandfather, and he is born. Going in a circle. Get my idea? Circle. Not linear. You had the first linear, we had a circle. And then we have the thought about the man doesn't want to, be born. So he goes back in time to kill his grandfather. However, he goes from universe A into universe B, kills the grandfather, goes back to universe A. He wonders why he's still there, because he crossed a parallel universe. And then the one that came about, Fry goes back in time, accidentally his grandfather is killed, and so he has to live in the past, and Professor Farnsworth says, "Fry, you're your own grandpa." These are the jokes. So contemplating, the numbers are still there? Yeah, 17 people. The numbers of, we have linear, we have circular, we have crossing timelines. The whole wibbly wobbly timey wimey to make the effect of, yes, we can have the Doctor speak with Sally through DVD extras, which is an interesting thing. And then she changed her answer, but still the same answer. Much like the answer is 42. The question makes no sense. So from a scientific point of view, yes, that knocks it a smidge. It is a thriller, so you always have the little jump scares of, you never know what's going to pop up, like, oh, that. The fact that, yes, we thought, the thing that'd just be statues, but that would be a lot of work too, creating all those statues. So, it's always have someone doing little things here and there, coming at you when you never know, out of the blue. That was a jump scare. It came out of nowhere. Yes, I did that just because the expectation of Blink being a 10 episode, no fun scientific theory of facts and such, to bring it down a bit. As Candyman said, is it a, in generalization, like with anything, we keep a title even with no one's in it. The Mission to the Unknown, Doctor was not in it at all. Now one episode, but still under Doctor Who, because we have the storyline itself. So say it's Dr. Light, besides Hartnell's episode, of him not being in at all, jumping forward, which we know of Shooty, he had other arrangements to take care of. That's why some of the episodes were very light, and he would just pop in here and there. It will always be Doctor Who. Like, it's like slight segue. Anything we do on Sunday, it's still under, that, even if we go backwards and forwards and wibbly wobbly, all that stuff, it's still under the same title. So Doctor Who Light, it was a perfect episode because, in fact, a Doctor Who episode does not have to involve the Doctor altogether and still work. And that's why the future episode with Shooty, which we'll talk about maybe again, I don't know, most likely. History does repeat itself. It's all timey-wimey right there. It happens. Things occur. So we still like it. It's still part of Doctor Who because of the characters themselves. Everything is Doctor Who. The Doctor is just the main Protagonist? I'm not sure I got the wording right there.
Catalyst.
Catalyst. Thank you. I had some catalysts that had those removed, and it hurt quite badly. Ripping them off. I guess that's not the right term for that. But yeah. So it's more of the joke of bringing it down to 9.9, because believing everyone would have been on the same boat, having the same answers and such. I just wanted to be different. As Sean did go through, yes, and here and there. Yes, it's, but again, as Mark said, jump scares. Things pop out. I'm scratching, so I'm not near my mouse yet. So it's still all in fun. And still, one of the top episodes to show anyone, say, well, you want to see Doctor Who episode? And it's not going to go like drive you insane. It's like, okay, here's little things like here and there. Like, oh, look, there's a statue behind you. I just so happen to go get some popcorn, bring in the little statue, and it's just for fun. So that's all I have. Babble, babble, babble. I ate all my pumpkin seeds. I'm hungry. The end.
The end. I don't know where you are. You're right there. There you are. Excellent. Why don't we take a look, see what the audience is? If you haven't left a rating in the chat, do that now. And let's take a look at what the audience who has said a rating has rated it. Words are hard. Jim, welcome back, Jim. 6 out of 10. That is a surprising, honestly. Jim, if you're still around, I'd love to hear why only a 6. I'll give Blink 10 out of 10 TARDISes, since it's one of the best horror episodes, with the Weeping Angels chasing the 10th Doctor and Martha Jones, who are stuck in the 1960s, since this is a Sally Sparrow episode. All right. Reverend Amagon sent me. Yes, hello, Kenzo. It's odd most people in the chat are using the mobile version of the this TLT video. It is. I don't like the mobile version. It myself, but it's if you're watching, if you don't want to be watching it on the mobile version, just jump over to back to the page and select the other one. And it does actually show which one's the mobile and which one's not, but it doesn't show it very easily on your mobile phone. Of course.
I thought you could flip the phone horizontally and it would show up, but when I brought it up on the phone to watch, it's like, no, it's vertical. I can't make it horizontal.
The mobile version is just strictly vertical.
Wait, why is that? I didn't know that.
It's just an extra feature that YouTube supports now, and therefore StreamYard supports. That's why I don't know if you can see it there, Sean. We've got two versions of the screen up. We've got one that's vertical and one that's horizontal.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not.
Yeah, it's literally streaming two streams at once.
Whoa, stream's so nice. We streamed it twice.
Exactly. Yes. What else we got here? Roger, to me, it deserves a perfect 10 out of 10 TARDISes, even though it was a Dr. Light episode, since it's mostly about Sally Sparrow, and the 10th Doctor is trapped in 1966 with Martha Jones and Danhausen.
And that's that.
And Danhausen. We're all cursed. I think this episode should have an 8 out of 10 TARDISes from Rose.
Did you go back in time? You couldn't complete a sentence. That'd be hilarious.
Blink rates 9.4 out of 10 on the time scales with 248 ratings and reviews.
Ooh,
no one rated it less than a 7. Interesting. Time scales himself will go 8675309, rounding up to 10.
I got it.
If you round that up, wouldn't it just be 9?
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I figured I'd just let the joke go.
Because it will be wobbly.
I got your number off the wall.
Yeah. Exactly. Alan Window, best New Who episode, 9 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, there's no star.
And time scales. I don't understand why people watch phone-shaped screens with the edges cut off. Kids these days. Yeah, that's kind of that's exactly what it is kids these days. They watch vertical content. They like vertical content. They prefer vertical content.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my
Didn't
lawn.
you say
Yes.
back in the day everyone was watching TV with the edges cut off because it was a square?
The 4.3 ratio, yeah.
Yeah.
4:3.
Valid point. Valid
It
point.
was curved too. So
Sorry, I
the-
had to be technical.
No,
Roger,
you're,
Roger.
you're not wrong. We've got one more rating that we've got two more ratings. We've got my rating, but before we have my rating, we've got one more rating done by video. You'll notice that our wonderful
What about
Kristen
Gadget?
Basil was not able to be with us today.
Dave, what about Gadget?
Oh yeah, we have Gadget. We haven't done
Ah,
Gadget.
story of my life.
Yeah,
Wait a
we
minute.
forgot all of it. Gadget was a perfect 10, so we forgot about Gadget. Gadget.
See, babes, you're perfect.
Also, Gadget had stepped away for a second. So, Gadget, go. Oh, you turned off your screen, so I'm like, don't
Okay.
call it Gadget when it doesn't look like you're there. Gadget, let's go for you. Why is it a perfect 10?
Well, it's a perfect 10. Quiet. We have a visitor. It's a perfect 10 because I don't know how do I put it? For me, watching it almost 19 years ago and everything, it was something different. It was something like a thriller. It was basically like choose your own adventure, solve a mystery, because I like the fact that it's a Nightingale and a Sparrow, the night and the day, against each other. You know what I mean? It's like you have the light and the dark, because Sally's always surrounded by the dark, but then all of a sudden the Sparrow comes in with the light and everything, because a lot of people also forgot who was watching the angels and everything, because if they weren't looking and who wasn't looking, and how were they, because if Sally was by herself, how would they, we were watching them. And that's why I loved it, because at the end it made sense and everything, because it was like, it wasn't jump scares for me more so, it was more like, how are they going to get out of this one? How are they going to do this? And then later on, when I kept rewatching it, it was even more fun, because it was like you could see the angel's eyes were open, ready to grab her. But then it's like we looked at it and the angel stopped, And then you had where the doctor was giving the tidbits, but he explained to her how he got the tidbits because of it's Larry, right? And everything.
Mhm.
I have to make sure, yeah. Larry was writing down everything, and he was the light that was lighting up the words and everything. He was writing out the words and stuff, and basically showing, like, putting them, because he worked in the video store. He was the one that spotted the Easter eggs. He was like, do you understand this and everything? And she didn't realize she was the one that actually gave it to the doctor until at the end and everything. But at the same time, you're watching back and forth, like, how did they get us? What's going on? Her friend, she loses her friend, but then the friend gains a new life and everything, brings a new timeline to things. What I liked was the fact that it was, like I said, different. It made you think on your feet. It didn't give you that much of a scare, because murder mystery thrillers, that's what I was thinking it was. And Sherlock Holmes, everything like that together rolled into one. Yeah, she lost the love, but gained another love. She wasn't even on a date with him yet, though. And it's just one where when they later on, when I was rewatching, like I said, and I saw the later Doctor Who episodes, what got me was 1969, because even, was it Rose that brought it up? Did he cross timelines and run into 11 with Rory and everything, because he was stuck in 69 with the moon and everything and the silence and stuff? Like, did they ever cross their timelines by accident? Because I know they can't bring certain things back as a fixed time points, but was 69 a fixed time point? So that's where I was thinking on and everything, how you would see a callback to 10 in that episode with 11 and River and everybody else and everything. But basically, when you start looking at this story, it's a good one to start people if they just don't want to history of, like, the Doctor, like, don't throw them into it. Throw them into this one, see if they like thrillers, mysteries, and, like, it reminded me of the way Doctor Who was originally, where it was like one time you're getting a thriller, one time you're getting a little jump scare, one time, like with the old Who and everything, like the Fifth Doctor, when I watched it on BBC and public television when they traded off during those things. It's, how do I put it? Like, to me, it was more psychological. Like, are they getting out of this yet? What's going to happen? Versus, I want to be scared or anything. I was like, wait, she went and saw him and then he got touched by this and then he did that. And then like she kept blinking and just missing everybody else but the angels. And then the angel, I love how they say the angels steal the TARDIS or have taken over the TARDIS, because when they weren't looking, they could move the TARDIS. You don't know what, you know? And eventually she found the key. She found this. She found the message that was left on the wall. It was all like I said, my choose your own adventure books. It was like, okay, what mystery have we gone down here? What's this? What's that? But even back 20 years ago, 19 years ago, it wasn't a scary thing. It was more, okay, what's next? What's around the corner? But to find out that we were watching the angels, spoiler and everything, to make sure they didn't get them, or when he came in, he brought the light so that then he was watching them while she could escape and everything. That's your Sparrow and Nightingale, you know? So that's how I gave it a 10, because it was like more to me a mystery than a horror.
I did not realize you had that earlier, and I kept hearing that in my earphones. And I had a moment from, I literally had a Church on Ruby Road. I'm getting some noise in my earphones, and it's like, ah. I was like,
because I was trying to give him, when he said jump scare, I said, well, that's perfect. It makes that noise.
Yeah. You guys remember that from the Church on Ruby Road, though, where like they had like they kept hearing the goblins laughing in their earphones, and they're like,
who knows? But it's still crazy that they were in 69 when 11 was in 69.
But weren't they in different countries?
We don't know that, because we don't know where he landed in 69 unless you go back and listen to the Easter eggs and you find out where they landed.
But that's the same thing with Shooty Gatwa's Beatles episode.
Why do you sound like Snape right now?
Do I?
You just sounded like Professor Snape.
Okay, not supposed to. But in Shooty Gatwa's the Beatle episode, I can't remember what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
He was just round the corner from William Hartnell.
Right. Yeah. And I would have loved for them to drop by and had that, like, they lost an opportunity there. Because I would have loved to seen the Foreman sign and everything, the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Because my great-grandfather was a junk collector too. So that's why I'm like, I love seeing those things, because those are like nostalgia. Those are Easter eggs. That's an Easter egg, you know?
Yeah, like Attack of the Cybermen did that. And that's a whole part of it. He went back to the junkyard. So why didn't you do that? And why did John wear glasses? He did not wear glasses at the time.
Actually, come to think of it, was McCoy also in 63 as well, in Remembrance of the Daleks?
69, you mean?
No, 63.
No.
Shooty Gatwa was 63. Yeah. William Hartnell was 63.
Yeah.
And Sylvester McCoy was 63, all in the same year.
Yeah.
And you want to talk wibbly wobbly, timey wimey? How did they all not collide?
Different months. There's still 12 months of the year.
Yeah, Hartnell left. McCoy came in. That's how he settled that part. It's like,
well, let's ask Clara when she went to every doctor. That's why I said the doctors. I say the doctors are not in the right timeline.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, we've got a couple more ratings that we found. What else? What else is the audience popped Curtis in there, Tom? It's a Blair Witch Project meet Doctor Who. 10 out of 10.
Ooh, that's a good point. It's a really good point.
Yeah. Thankfully, it doesn't have the shaky cam of the Blair Witch.
Yeah, right.
Just a shaky TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, just shake the camera around and be, Josh.
What else we got? What else we got from the audience there?
Just Grego talking about Gadget.
Like there's a Roger as well here. Gave it 10 out of 10 TARDISes. What?
Wait, what?
I rate Gadget's review 10 out of 10. Very interesting perspectives.
Has anyone played that Doctor Who video game? The last one they made.
Which one?
What's it called? Edge of Reality?
No. I know it exists, but I don't do much for video games, so I haven't.
Come from you who plays video games most of the time on your channel now.
Yeah, I know. But they're all board games turned into apps.
Yeah. They have
Still
some nice
video
console
games.
ones. They got some nice console games. They got like Red Dead Redemption. You should talk about it in Horses and Games, your podcast.
Another one. That's what I need. That's what I need. Another show.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we're working on another show. What have I got myself into?
I don't
Yeah,
know. But there's a
Johnny.
mission in one of the games where you do get jump scared by angels, which is quite nice and quite good on it. In Edge of Reality, you play through the whole game of it. You're jumping through different timelines. It's out on the PlayStation. I can't remember if it was out on anything else, but they did do a VR. But if you guys like the 10th Doctor and 13th Doctor, it's a crossover story between those two as a video game.
What? I know that was a comic book. I didn't. The only thing I know about Edge of Reality was Elvis.
Yeah,
Look it up.
Roger's. If you want to watch some of the stuff, you can watch it on YouTube, according to Roger.
Yeah,
but it's more fun playing it.
For most people,
It's not a brilliant game. It's very buggy. I found loads of little like bugs with the game, but on the whole, the story's quite interesting, especially when you get to the Weeping Angel side.
And there's the Lonely Assassins game as well.
Yeah,
which is all about the Weeping Angels. And speaking of, I was going to Lonely Assassins out. There he is right there. Osgood's great. Osgood is really great.
I think Lonely Assassin was a precursor to the Edge of Reality.
It's definitely before it. Whether it's a precursor specifically, I don't know, but
the character Osgood
definitely did come out first. That would make a great episode if you had 8, 9, 10, 11 crossover extended episode. You'd think would be an interesting episode. It could be interesting. Setting aside that Christopher Eccleston doesn't want to come back, he's getting to an age where he doesn't look the same as the Doctor. We'd have to set aside everything a little bit, I think, to be able to do that.
I'd say by generated.
Yeah.
By generation can fix that.
Yeah. There's all sorts of options, but
yeah.
They've worked around it in the past. They can work around it again, but all right. So we that's a jump scare. Well, now that we had Christian jump scaring us, why don't we have a review from our own Christian Basil? He couldn't be with us, but he did do up a quick review for us.
Hi, gang. This is Christian at the new studio, and I just wanted to give you my take on Blink. I gave it a very high score. I think, as far as Blink is concerned, it is a very noble take during the time that Doctor Who had started its reboot, and seeing the Doctor's world through the eyes of Sally Sparrow, who was played brilliantly by Carey Mulligan. It's a very, very great story. I loved it that you had a feel for the character and her entering the world of Doctor Who and having to live throughout the interactions of things, including the introduction of the Weeping Angels. I think that was an incredible, and still to this day, as long as they leave them alone, as long as they leave them the way they were, don't give them superpowers anymore, the Weeping Angels were a great addition to the Whoniverse. As far as the story is concerned, I hear a lot of people saying that this story is something that they would introduce somebody new to the series. And I would be like, I'm not sure about that. My good friend Patty Hawkins put it best. It's like introducing somebody to a cake and then just handing the cherry on top and just handing it to them. You don't get to see much of the Doctor. It's not an episode that I would introduce anybody into. I would probably wait until like the 3rd or 4th episode I was introducing somebody. Because again, it's a great story. It's just very Doctor Who light, which was the premise and what they were trying to do with the series. But it's in my top 10 of the favorites. It doesn't cycle around the top 3 as much. Because it just doesn't involve the Doctor as much. Which I think just a little biases. I'm not giving it its due, but it is a great story, and it's something that I would play for somebody who wanted to be entertained by Doctor Who. Given that, I gave Blink a 9. Back to you guys in the studio, and I'll see you next time.
Nice. Hey, we got Billy Floyd popping in from the Facebooks. Hello, good friend. Glad to have you.
Well, I kept saying Sally reminded me of Joe Grant. That's why I always thought maybe she got, if they had done a different plot line, that was originally Joe Grant.
Yeah.
Because she does remind me of Joe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, has that vibe to her and that look to her. Timescale says Doctor Who Worlds Apart is the last game to be released in 2024. Digital collectible card blockchain game, which is really fun. Version 1 of it was really good. They kind of ruined it with version 2. We played it a few times here on the channel. But no one really seemed to like it after they made some major changes to it. So we haven't played it again. So yeah, that leaves me. Just me. I blinked. Ah! I'm gonna give it a 9. It's really good. We've gone through all the reasons why it's great. The reason it's not perfect for me isn't even its own fault. It's a dropped ball, a missed opportunity that would have been another episode. I want to see the episode where the Doctor and Martha are doing whatever, their archery thing. They're chasing the 4 things in the lizard.
Yes.
I want to see that episode and then have them interact with Sally Sparrow separately. I'm glad that scene's there. I want that same scene in another episode. And that would have raised Blink up even further. That's what I want. Similarly, I've always said I want the train heist from 13 in the night Tesla episode when they go back and get the fam and they're all on a train. I want to see that episode.
Yeah,
I want to see that connection, that joining of episodes. That's the only reason why it's not a 10. It's not its own fault. As a standalone, yes, it is good, but it's not a standalone. It's part of a series. And I think that interconnectability is a great opportunity missed. But other than that, I love, most of it's really good. I love how they trap the angels. I love Sally. I would have loved to see more Sally. It doesn't have to be a whole episode, a whole season of her as a companion. I kind of like that she just kind of comes and goes out of his universe. It works out really interestingly. It shows that the world continues and that the evil and the weirdness and the timey-wiminess all continues even when the Doctor's not there. That was always a big complaint about the war between the land and the sea. Well, where's the Doctor? Well, the Doctor's off doing something else. There's a whole universe out there of problems. He can only be in one place at a time, or theoretically 15 places at a time, but maybe 16 places at a time. Well, who knows? But the point is, he can't be everywhere all at once every time. And that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's just that it's really close to perfect, and it is a definite episode to show off the series, even though it is a Doctor Light episode, showing off, that the Doctor is there and can pull off some really weird stuff, I think is great. So I definitely think, yes, it is a Doctor Who episode, despite that it's low. Chris Milley says she could bring back Sally. She could be the new SJS. Sarah Jane Smith. She could. I don't know that I want her back now, 20 years later. I really don't know that I want her to be 20, to have her out 20 years later. Mm-hmm. If we were 5 years out, if she had come back in 11, 12, I think randomly coming back 20 years later, they'd have to have a really solid story for that. But it's definitely good. In this episode, the 10th Doctor was stuck in 1969 with Martha. Yes, but they also went back in and before they were stuck in 1969, they do this. They had that interaction at the end of the show before he knew what was going on, and when he got the transcript from Sally was before they were stuck in 1969. So I would have liked to have seen that adventure. Really, I would have liked to have seen both adventures. What were they doing in 1969? You could have had a three episode arc going on, and they didn't. So missed opportunity. Still a great series. Still a great show. I'm not sure what we've got to go up from, but we do. We go up with the next episode. Things get crazy in the next episode. We don't have a plan for next week. The plan for next week might be the next episode of the 10th Doctor, which is name I looked up earlier and forgot now.
Utopia.
Sorry?
Utopia.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a good chance we'll be doing Utopia. Rose, right, folks? Next time I want to wish you have an excellent Easter weekend. Nighty night, folks. Good night, Simon. Sadie Miller could play Sarah Jane Smith since she does in Big Finish. I think it's good that she stays in Big Finish. Again, not any, Sadie's great. Sadie's wonderful. I like that we don't recast Sarah Jane. I think that's nice and respectful. But we could. It's certainly possible. It's easier to recast doctors than it is to recast companions. Because the Doctor is as much. It'd be hard to recast 15, but most of the Doctors have that distinct costume. So you could bring someone. We know that person's dead. You bring them in. They've got the costume. They've got the mannerisms. They're playing the same thing. Whereas a companion is usually wearing whatever they want. Some had unique outfits, but it would be a lot harder to pull off. How does the Doctor find the script to use for Sally to react to? She gives it to him at the end of the episode. That's what I'm saying. The Doctor and Martha come meet Sally Sparrow before the events that Sally has already lived through, and she gives him the transcript and says, "This is what you're going to need. This." She pulls a timey-wimey on him, and that's how he gets that. And like I said, that's where I would have liked to have seen that extra episode. But that being said, I think that's all of our ratings.
Just going to say that is the PlayStation 4 game, which has both games on it, which is Lonely Assassin and The Edge of Reality. I'm not sure it's available in the US, but it was in the UK. So it's in like 4 different languages, and there were some DLCs you can download as well.
I didn't know it was a console thing.
Yeah, it originally was the Lonely Assassin was originally a mobile phone app game.
Yeah,
but both of them are done by Maze Theory, so they put it on this special edition. That's why I've not opened it yet. Of Lonely Assassin, and it may be still available on the PlayStation Store. But again, I don't know whether or not it was UK only or whether or not it was international. So
then they would have to do it for NTSC as well.
Would they? Did PlayStation 4 stop NTSC and PAL?
Oh, maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't owned a new console since like the 3DS, so don't listen to me.
Yeah, I know there was a console generation where they allow you to play across different formats.
Okay.
But I can't remember when it started.
Because it's easier if you got a 60 hertz video going, like it's easier to get, or 60 FPS, I should say. It's easier to get. I think it's easier to have it where it can be either. I think because they can do the frame interlacing and stuff. I believe, but I could be wrong about that too.
Curtis says so.
I wanted to say something about what you said, Dave, if that's okay, about the other, wanting to see the other episode, wanting to see the companion episode to Blink, you know what I mean, about what was happening with the Doctor and Martha, Is Dave still here?
He stepped away for a second.
I don't have the banner. I don't have the banner for it.
Oh, okay.
I could, but could I? No, I'm not doing.
Well, I was going to tell you when you was talking about Utopia, we have an Outlander connection.
I'm back
because you'll see a young John Bell in there.
We see young people all the time.
But it's crazy that it's an Outlander connection. Another time travel episode series. That's why it's timey-wimey, because it's funny. You know? Claire and Jamie time travel type of thing, and you got the one that's playing the nephew is actually Crete in next week's episode if we do it, and everything for Utopia, which connects to another time traveling thing that it's just wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. I was unwittingly talking to you while you were gone, Dave.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I was going to say something about what you said about wanting to see the companion episode to Blink. I was literally thinking about that while I was watching this, because in my own headcanon, when they got stuck back in 1969 and the thing that's happening with the lizard, to me, those are both part of the same story. They were trying to handle the thing with the lizard, and then they met Sally, and then they got stuck back in 1969. And then they had, I guess that wouldn't work with the angels, I guess. But some reason they got stuck back in 1969. You could loop it in. You could make it work. Causal loop, whatever. And that could be its own episode. And part of the thing is, they need to send that information off, and you see them like making it, and it's like, how do we find Sally? And it's like, oh, I don't know. But maybe, I don't know. But then it also creates a problem because they could forget. I mean, like Doctor Who forgetting things being out of order, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Like you could totally make it work.
Totally.
But I would definitely hire Stephen Moffat to write the other
wonder
episode.
what would happen if two TARDISes were in the same timeline.
Twice upon a time.
Yeah, but think about it. The 69, 11's TARDIS and 10's TARDIS, if they were back then,
Just have Shooty hit it with the hammer and make another one. And it'll be fine.
Dave the Doctor.
But I'm going to ask Sean and Dave this question. If they did do the episodes of like the beginning of the lizards and like the one doing it, do you reckon that Blink would lose its energy within that story because it's part of a 3-part episode?
Yes. It would lose some of it, I think. I think it would, especially if you tried to do it now. I've become convinced that, especially doing things years later, like, of course, I love David Tennant, and I'm really glad we got Wildly Yonder and the Star Beast and the Giggle, but I do think it did kind of like, it took away a little bit of the specialness and distinctness of Tennant's era to have that, and I think if you tried to be like, let's bring back Blink now, it would have too much of a Disney remake energy about it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not meaning like, sorry, Sean, I don't mean like redo it now, but what I'm saying is if it was a part of a free story back then, do you still think it will have its same powerfulness what it has now, like today? So like, back out in classic Who, where they used to do the individual story arcs each week, Remembrance of Daleks, but could you tell me what happened in every episode? If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it becomes like a blur. So I'm wondering if you did do something like that, it will become a blur. So Blink wouldn't have the same effect it has because it's a single episode. That's for my danger.
It's definitely a possibility. A 3-part, I think it would lose something. If it was just a 2-part where it was just them where they cross over, I don't think it would, because it would be 2 distinct episodes that cross over. That's why I would prefer it as just that bit. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see what happens with them getting stuck. The flip side to Blink, I would have loved to see that. But I think just having that interaction with Sally, I think would have been enough cohesion, enough connective tissue there.
No, I was just asking because I know, like when we reviewed last week's Family of Blood and Human Nature, it was very hard to pick them apart because we put them as one story. And I wonder whether or not that would happen again if we did do something like that about Blink.
It's possible. And that's why I don't necessarily want to see it as a 2-part episode so much as 2 episodes that connect. It could be 3 or 4 episodes later. It could be the next season. I mean, we lose Martha, but it could be a season later. Not 20 years later. I don't want that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But within that same time frame, a few episodes later, like I said, completely separate stories that happen to then connect.
Do we have 2 episodes that do? I'm trying to think. Like, have we had something not like a 2? Obviously, we've had lots of 2-parters, but like stories that like when you watch them together, they kind of have a little bit of more depth, and you can almost watch them in any order. Like, because it's hard to do. I know that's been done with other things before, but it's
Isn't
hard to do that.
Utopia and the next one with the drums?
No, that's a 2-parter.
Okay.
Not a 2-part.
I would say Midnight and the one with She Gatwire one. What was that one?
Oh yeah.
42 yards.
No, not 42 yards.
The one where they were on Midnight again. The other one.
The one that I did the review on. Yeah.
The one with the stunt wires. Yeah, the one where they went to the planet
was the sequel,
again.
yeah.
The Well.
Yeah.
It was called
The Well.
But in that one, almost like, because I almost would you consider that more of like a sequel though? Because I almost would consider that a sequel rather than, because what I think what me and Dave, if I understand, and I think we're on the same wavelength, Dave, is like 2 episodes that like you could watch either of them first and they both add a lot of depth to the other, but like they're not necessarily sequels of each other. Like there are episodes of TV, like if you've seen the series The Haunting of Hill House or The Haunting of Bly Manor as well, with directed by Mike Flanagan, they do that with episodes where it's like you watch one episode and then you watch the other part and you're like, oh my god, like now I know why that person said that. I didn't even think about that before. I don't know if we've had anything like that in Doctor Who. That would be really interesting. I think.
I honestly don't know that we have. Maybe somewhere in Big Finish. But that's about it.
Yeah.
We definitely had. I mean, we've had the odd reference to another episode, but nothing terribly connective.
I think the story arcs
Night of
like
the
Bad
Doctors
Wolf.
thing. Yeah,
Sorry,
Bad Wolf.
Dave. Bad Wolf and Torchwood were the undercurrent of all the whole season arc. So I don't know if that's the same thing or is that something different, Sean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I haven't listened to hardly any Big Finish. I wish I could have a better answer, and I really haven't watched much of Torchwood either. So I definitely need to get more into the expanded universe, because then maybe I'd be aware of some of these great alternate ideas we get. You know what I mean? So.
And another thing, Sean, I double checked. The region lock stops after PS2 on PlayStation. So please, PlayStation 3 and upwards are not region locked.
Well, that should tell you how out of the loop I am on that. There's one more thing I wanted to say about Blink. Are we out of time, Dave?
We've got a little bit. I've got a box I want to open. So,
okay.
So we got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We are a Doctor Who show. We should talk about Doctor Who first.
Should we talk about Doctor Who first? What I wanted to say about Blink is, I was thinking about a way that maybe the Weeping Angels might be a little scarier. Like, what would scare me about the Weeping Angels? And I think, like, this would fundamentally change the story. So you couldn't really have this version of the Weeping Angels in there. But, like, what if you had a situation where the Weeping Angels exist, and if you happen to see one, you can't accidentally blink when you look at it, because if you blink, it will disappear. And at some point in your life before you die, well, obviously, like what I'm saying is it'll kill you at some point, but you have no idea when it's going to appear randomly behind you and just grab you. Like, imagine you see a like, and you never know if it's a Weeping Angel statue or not. Like, there's always statues of angels, right? You see a statue, you blink, it disappears. No one believes you that it was there, and you know that sometime in the next 80 years, depending on how old you are, that statue is going to reappear and kill you, and like you have no idea when that's going to happen. It's like, how would you live the rest of your life with that knowledge? And like, every time you saw a statue, you would like try not to blink before you looked away. Like, that would be, to me, that would add the psychological element, and that would be like way more terrifying, because it's like, that's just like messing with your mind. Like, that's the kind of thing that would I think scare me, because thinking about that happening, and then like you never know what moment that's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? I think that's the kind of thing that I would find a lot more creepy. I think. And then I also forgot to say there was one time where I think I actually was scared of the Weeping Angels, because didn't a Weeping Angel appear really briefly during the Capaldi era? Or am I thinking of the Smith era? It's like they were outside in a winter storm, or maybe it was even the Whitaker era. I mean, I know we had the Flux Weeping Angels, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But they were like outside during a snowstorm and an angel appeared, and I thought that scene was very scary. But that's really the only time.
Yeah, I don't
Do you guys know
remember
which
that one.
episode that is?
Is that not the one where it's Matt Smith in Trenzalore?
It might have been Trenzalore. Yeah.
Okay.
But what do you guys think of the idea of the different idea for the Angels that ice? Because I was just thinking about that right before when I'm like, what would scare me? Like, what do you guys think of that idea for the Angels?
We do have the future episodes, which they do go into further detail. So, not to be any spoilers, because like we had one of the doctors, one of the stories, Time, the Angels, I don't remember, and then they said, well, it happened again, so we extended how the Angels can do things, and after like the third time, their people are dead, something like that. That's when the
like Flesh and Stone and all that stuff with Amy.
So we have those future ones, because this was just the concept idea, and for kids, they say, "Oh, look, there's a statue, and then of course with Rory with the Cupid, because Cupid had wings. So,
yeah,
Angel.
Oh.
So we have
When
those
they
ideas
were-
there, but it's for kids. Say, don't blink, don't breathe, don't do this, do that. What can I do? That makes the whole thing fun. So
it was definitely a lot of fun for kids. I knew a couple kids who were watching the show at the time in my family.
Yeah.
And they were freaking out whenever there was this angel statue. So I know it definitely worked. I was also thinking when they had that episode with the cave and they turned the flashlight out and then they turn it back on and all the statues have moved. Like, okay, I'll give them that one. That was pretty well done as well.
Okay, I'm just going to go on top of what Sean said here. How many of you guys, and you can answer this in the chats as well, think that the Weeping Angels are ex-Time Lords, like past regenerations, or they're part of the Cloister subsection?
Alternate universe.
I think they should put you in the writer's room. That's what I think. That's a really good idea.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because there were assassins from another place, which the Time Lords don't know about. But then, because we got the Chibnall Timeless Child, how do we know that they are not from the original planet of the Doctor?
Watch your language.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
we'll see in a future episode, because again, I'm trying to remember the one where the people went back, like they caught him a second time and then he died or something. That one. So we got that was a 13th Doctor episode. So we will most likely do re-reviews, because that's what we do, and that'll bring about us watching it again, because again, this bits and pieces. I just got over Darby O'Gill and the Little People, so that was a fascinating thing. You should watch that on Tasty Conversations, with Ramona and I, because that.
Yeah.
Don't put my He-Man figure on there. But so this is something we will go into further detail. So it's the idea, yes, people bring you saw Blink, go see every single thing with the Angels, be prepared and have your answers ready, because eventually we're gonna get there again. Yeah. But I would say, we've covered all that, and
I think we've covered everything. We've covered Blink to death, I think.
Yeah.
So let's
we blink to death.
Just need some Visine right now.
Exactly. So what I want to do,
title Blink to Death.
we're going to end the episode here, and we're going to do an after party. We don't usually do an after party anymore.
I love after parties. I miss
We're going to do
those.
an after party. We still got to stick to our 2-hour hard limit. So we got 24 minutes to do this. But let's go through where everyone can be found. If Tom is ready to bring up banners.
Yeah. Oh, let me get bringing up the banners. So let's pick one.
And let's go with Candyman. Where can we find you?
You can find me here at The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. You can also find me over at the Spielberg Geek Tea. And you can also find me at my Instagram account, which is cyborgt100_cosplay. And you can also find me at the Legend of a Traveling Spielberg Geek Tea After Dark with Tasty Talk and the rest of the crew. which is not a real channel, but it's a joke within a joke.
It's going to be a
True.
show. I'm going to make it happen.
And Sean, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is Our Philosophy Is 9119. And I talk about nerdy things in a queer-friendly space, and sometimes I talk about philosophy. I've been thinking about talking about some more contentious things in pop culture news recently. I've been thinking about making some more of those videos again, because I used to kind of touch on those topics a little bit more. And but I also want to review more Doctor Who. But you know what? I've really been liking what I've been doing over here, what we've been doing in these episodes. And so I've been kind of just like not posting my own stuff, which no one has personally complained to me about that.
Nope.
But maybe I should do that just because it is fun. It is fun to post stuff. So, but if any of that wide variety of stuff sounds fun to you, then yeah, you can check me out on Our Philosophy Is. Thank you very much.
Yes, I always continue. I'm going back to doing my videos again.
Yeah, that's why I'm
That's how we
restarting my channels, because I had a situation that prevented me, family situation.
This is like a safety space, but you know, we have our things. We must expand. That's what makes us greater, all in all.
Exactly. Gadget, where can we find you?
Like a bad penny anywhere and everywhere. Lulu.com, because this is my only income right now. Guys, please pick up the books and everything. I'm going to try to work on the other 3 books for this, because they are in written form. It's just, you know, when you get time and everything to do things. Conventions, I am at Anime NYC. I got my 4-day pass, but we're still waiting on the press pass. Doubt I get it, because after what happened last year and everything, that will be another on my show and everything. My GoFundMe, because credit card bills, still trying to find work. It's hard and everything in this society, a year out of work, but I'm getting there. I'm going to try. My 2 shows, Gadget Vlogs and Gadget Pendragon After Dark. Gadget Pendragon After Dark is more the adult-themed show, and I have a lot of people that are interested in coming on. It's just that once I get a chance to work out schedules with people and stuff, you will see especially certain Instagrammers, YouTubers, and things like that. But it's gonna work. It's finally gonna be recognized again, because it did take a hiatus from 2016 due to situations, and that will be also explained on both shows and stuff. But please, guys, pick up the books. I need to pay bills.
All right. And our producer, Tom, where can we find you besides eating pizza?
At least he had dinner.
We can find you on youtube.com/@ReverendAmagon. Waiting for him to swallow.
Just Phil the Geek Tea.
Spill the Geek Tea. You
Yeah,
can
I'm
find
over
him
there sometimes.
and myself and Mark on Spill the Geek Tea. Tasty Talk, the legend of the Spill the Geek Tea After Dark.
We're going to do After Dark show. It's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird and funny.
But the question is, it's always dark when I go on show.
Well, darker, you know.
Well, no, this is gonna let's just say, if I can get these 2, we need to put a very big warning of 21 plus, because somebody is in a certain industry.
Well, there you go.
But it's still dark outside.
Yes.
It's also cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less. Let me fly far away from here. Fun, and the sun.
Okay, on that note, Dave, what box you got to open?
On that note, well, first you can find me on Spill the Geek Tea along with Mark and Tom and sometimes Gadget. You can also find me on every other Monday, including yesterday, on Horses on Film, youtube.com/@horsesonfilm, where we talk the 100 best Westerns of all time. I don't even remember what the episode was yesterday, because it just went out of my head. But check it out. It's a great opportunity to learn a little bit about a genre you might not normally get into, but hopefully you will want to after seeing us. You can find me on the first Thursday of every month, so that's going to be in a couple of days from now, on Happiness Patrol, youtube.com/@happinesspatrol show, named after a Doctor Who episode, but we don't talk Doctor Who. We get rid of all of our toxic fandom BS and talk about things that make us happy. In the first season, that's Star Wars. We are almost done our Star Wars season. Season 2 is going to be something completely different and absolutely mind-blowing. You guys are going to love season 2. So please come check us out. In between all that, you can find me on my own channel, youtube.com/theratHole, DOTCA. That's theratHole.ca, but YouTube does not like URLs in their URLs. And with that being said, let's hit the little bumper, and we'll pick a bumper. Any bumper.
The new bumper?
Yeah, sure. That bumper works. All right, so I've got a box. I got a box. Whoops.
Is it big on the inside?
We'll have to find out. I didn't even. I'll just pull my microphone over here so it's a little bit in front of me. It came slightly busted, so I didn't even have to cut it open. All I had to do was pull off my address. I even.
Wow!
I even blacked out my.
And
my
also block
code.
out the code, the barcode thing, because they can use those bars to track where it is too.
Yeah, I don't care that much.
It's all wibbly wobbly.
If someone wants to put that much effort into finding me, go for it.
Squiggly wiggly.
So we've got some fun stuff here. Oh, books. Actually, you know what? We're going to start with this one because I know what this is. Pirate Borg. This is a pirate version of Morkborg, which is an art-forward, old-style Renaissance game. Very simple rules, and this is a starter set. So I'm going to open this up in a second for you, see what's inside. Down Among the Dead. So this is their new up thing, and it is, I believe it's in it. Got adventures in it, so you can see it's got some fun fonts and interactions, house rules, Jolly Roger flag alterations, Dark Caribbean islands that you can explore, coral reef. This is much less art than the original, but it's still, the art you can see is really fancy. Morkborg is known for its fancy art and numerous fonts.
So Dave, does that book tie in with that game then?
Yes. Yeah, this is all to do with with Morkborg. You can see there's a map there for the adventure. So it's got all sorts of cool stuff. I'm excited to dig into this. And the third thing we've got here, Cabin Fever. So it's another, I'm going to get rid of this box. You guys are still going? Yes.
It's not 2 hours yet.
No, it's not quite 2 hours. Player classes, GM tools, adventures, bestiary, bunch of extras, Pirate Borg known conspirators assembled on itch.io to create content for the worst pirate RPG ever made. Worst in the best way. Of the 126 original entries, these 20 were selected by two panels of judges and compiled together. They form Cabin Fever. So this is content created by the fans.
So wait, the name of the book is called Cabin Fever?
Yes. And this is for...
I got the cabin fever. It's driving me insane.
Woo!
I found the Muppets.
Yep. And so this gives you some new and exciting characters that you can play.
So it's one like a DM book. Sorry, Dave. It's one like a DM book. One's like a player's handbook.
Yeah, this is definitely this is more player forward. A sea bishop, interesting. And the other one is definitely more GM forward. But you can see all the funky art. I will pull out. Let's pull open what do we got for time here. We got 15 minutes. Sure. We can pull open this.
Zip.
we're gonna be like that. Of course, we got something in plastic right when I have cut nails. There we go. Cabin Fever is also a 2002 film about college kids infected with a flesh-eating disease. Good times.
What's it again?
What?
What was it about again?
A flesh-eating college kids in a flesh-eating disease.
Any college has a flesh-eating disease.
I mean, you're not wrong. So we've got a cool set of dice here. It looks like they're just a fun font, but it's all the dice you could possibly need to play. You got 4 D6s, 2 D20s, D10 and D10 percentile, D4, and it's a funky D4. It's not the pyramid version. It's a roll.
Oh, cool. Funky.
12, a 2, and an 8. So you got a full set of dice. I have no idea what these cards are. I'm assuming these are. Let's see. It says there's a dinghy, a longboat. So it's naval crew combat actions, character cards.
Never assume.
Yeah. So these are for NPCs and villains and monsters. We got images on one side, stats on the other, some lore, all that sort of thing.
All that jazz.
And more monsters. Again, art on one side, stats on the other, so you can kind of show off. Hey, players, look at this.
Look what I can do.
Look at, and then on the back side, he's got Necro Jelly, 1 hit point, 6 morale, no armor. Skull Sting does D2 damage, ignores armor instead of lowering it hit points. It damage depletes the Devil's Luck. If PC has no Devil's Luck remaining, permanently lower one of the abilities by 1, whichever is highest, minimum 3. So those are kind of neat.
Yeah. I really need to get into table games, man.
Oh, there's so many great opportunities out there for stuff like that.
You're just making me want to play them with all that stuff. I haven't, but I really should. I need to be a proper nerd.
A couple of dry erase markers. So there's going to be some kind of dry erase stuff in here. Here's a player's guidebook. So this is the player's portion of the rule book, and it's got different. It's got your basic rules of what stuff is, ability scores, and you got your different character classes. So there's a brute, Necro Jelly. That's it. That's the flesh-eating disease in college gym locker rooms. Rapscallion. So yeah, you can see these
nasty.
Have different art and wildly different layouts with each different kind. Buccaneer, Swashbuckler, Zealot. And these are all different classes that you can choose from. Sorcerer.
I still can't see your daily rations of rum there.
Yes, there's daily rations of rum in some of these. You as you should. Tall Tale. You got different kinds. You got merfolk, aquatic mutants, a fowl, crocodile, lucky parrots. These are sentient animals. Different weapons. And there's a section on the Devil's Luck that I mentioned earlier. Every class gains a number of Devil's Luck points. Landlubbers begin with D2. After resting at least 6 hours, if and only if your luck is depleted, roll class's designated die and regain that much Devil's Luck. Use the Devil's Luck to deal max damage with an attack. Lower damage dealt to your opponent by or yourself by D6. Neutralize crit fumble. Lower one tests damage result by 4. Reroll any die roll. So there's all sorts of great options in here. We'll look more later. There is Trapped in the Tropics. So this is an adventure, and it's quite a thick adventure. for all things considered. So this would be mostly for your GM. It's got a lot of the you can see the artwork is some of these same guys that were on those cards. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got dry erase shiny player
character sheets.
Character sheets. Words escaped me for a second there.
Words.
So you can reuse them. And here's some more permanent one. These are just regular pull off. This is as big as as you need. One page there, one page there. So simple character stuff. It's so simple. What else we got in here? We've got, this looks like a map. You got or maybe it's a poster. You got a big ship there. Let's see what's on the other side. Oh yeah, it's a small map. So you got a side view map and a top view map. And
more maps.
More maps. Again, a top view and a side view. Of a much bit, and then some sea maps at a much bigger scale.
Nobody's turned on yet.
This is just a straight water map, it looks like. On this side. So a hex map for water. And a smaller scale hex map of an island and surrounding area. More maps. Lots of maps. And here we go. Tokens. So here's some boat tokens to go on those maps. And NPCs tokens for the map.
Okay.
And these look like tokens for the player characters, as well as some other stuff. And printed on the bottom of the box is more stats. So there's all sorts of fun stuff. And then I'm going to reach over here because I happen to have it within arm's reach. This is what the full rule book looks like. So you got that same players area, but also more stuff for the GM. Including a little adventure in there. My review of Pirate Borg is not currently on the website, rathole.ca. We're going through some renovations on the site, and the 1,000 past reviews are slowly being ported over to the new format. But yeah, that is Pirate Borg from Limitron. I can't wait to dig into all this. This is gonna be a ton of fun. I appreciate you guys letting me open that up and show that off.
Dig.
Hopefully you found that interesting.
Dig.
Is there an antidote for necrojelly? No, there's not. All right, but yeah, we've gone through where everyone is. I appreciate you guys. So why don't we all say goodnight to Simon, our usual end of show routine. Bring up our good friend Simon Fisher-Becker, who we lost a little over a year ago. And we will say goodnight, Simon, and take it away. His husband, Tony, did our closing theme song. So whenever Tom is ready, take it away, Tony.
Have a good time. Picture, but get a little picture.
Up in the corner. Couldn't find the big picture. That's fine. Looking. Take it away, Tony.
Tony, take us out.